Wade Schalles, talking to you again. We spoke about how 2020 is going to affect our college programs, our domestic issues. What do you see happening, and what should we do about it?
Well, the 2020, you can say how it does impact some domestic programs. I don't think it impacts it quite as much as it normally does. I think wrestling coaches have to look at their sport a little differently on the collegiate level. I won't talk scholastic here or junior programs, but on the collegiate level. I went to the NWCA convention many years ago and had the pleasure of speaking in front of a lot of the Division I, II, and III coaches. And they were talking about how can we make our sport better, what about Title IX, our programs being dropped, how do we combat that? And I said, well, I got a question for you guys before I answer your questions. How many of you have been in the last year, had breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or played golf with, played racquetball with, played poker with on a Tuesday night, your athletic director, just once in the last year? Out of the 100 coaches that were sitting in front of me, 8 raised their hand. That, gentlemen, I told them, is the answer to your question. If the athletic director doesn't know who you are, your program's possibly going to get dropped, because programs are being dropped nationally. What criteria do the athletic directors use to drop a program? They say, well, who don't I know? It's easier to drop somebody you don't know and can't put a face to and never talk to than someone who's your best buddy who you play poker with on a Tuesday night, or play golf with on Saturday, or had lunch with. Wrestling coaches have to realize there's a lot of politics involved in this, and when a coach has 16 men's sports, an athletic director at Oklahoma State, and all of a sudden budgets get really tight and he has to drop 2 sports. It's like having a 16-man bracket, wrestling, track and field, golf, swimming and diving, volleyball, whatever, on this list, and he's going to drop 2 sports. The wrestling coach has to understand all they have to do, and they're competitors. Wrestling people are pretty good at competing. All they have to do is win the first round of the tournament. They have to go from the 16-man bracket to the 8-man bracket, and they win. How do you move forward from one bracket to another? Dropping wrestling is not Title IX issue. Women deserve everything they're getting. It's been long in coming, and I'm so happy to see what's going on in America with Title IX. Wrestling is not dropped because of Title IX. Wrestling is dropped because wrestling coaches do not do what's necessary to do to keep their sport alive. When you go, you have to have breakfast with your athletic director. You sit down with them, or lunch, or whatever. Hey, Bob, can we go out and have lunch? Oh, yeah, sure, Wade. Okay, and pick up the tab yourself, wrestling coaches. You sit down, and of course he's going to think you want something. You say, start off, Bob. I don't need anything from you. I don't look at another wrestling mat or larger budget. I just want to let you know a little bit about some of the things we're doing and get to know you a little better. And that's what they have to do. By the way, I don't know. Remember, we do adopt a highway program here at the university. Oh yeah, I think I saw you guys running with big black bags down. Yeah, picking up garbage up here in Main Street. Because we want to give back to the community. It's been so kind to us. And on October 31st on Halloween, if you remember correctly, the last 2 years we do this. America Wrestlers Want Your Blood. We do a blood mobile American Red Cross drive and giving back to the community. And by the way, our academics, or the wrestlers, are number 4. I don't know if you knew that. Of the 16 men's sports you have here, we're number 4. So when you go out and talk to your booster clubs, you get to say, we're 2.25 percentage points higher than the average student body here academically. Our graduation rate is 8% larger than the average student population. And the athletic director goes, I like to be able to do that because that helps me with my job when the boosters think that we're doing a fine job. And wrestling, you're stepping up and doing a fine job. And I might not have known that as an athletic director unless you, Bob, brought me out for lunch today. And thank you very much for telling me that. And by the way, we also have 2 athletes that are on the student senate up on campus. So if you need anything pushed through, politically up on campus, more money coming down to the athletic department, some new facilities being built, let me know, and I'll lobby my 2 kids to see if they can help with the vote up there. But other than that, I don't need anything, Bob. I just want to, get with you and spend some time and get to know you a little better, and you know wrestling a little better. When you do that, you go from that 16-man bracket to the 8-man bracket, and you're still there. Badminton, gymnastics, and swimming and diving got dropped instead of you. Why? Because you gave the athletic director a reason. And trust me, guys, your AD doesn't care if you had 2 All-Americans or undefeated. That doesn't mean anything to them. He wants less paperwork coming across his desk. He doesn't want any problems. He doesn't want to be going up to the dean and pulling out 2 kids out of jail because they cleaned out some bar on Friday night. And they don't want to pull any snuff out of the water fountain in the athletic department because one of your wrestlers was chewing snuff. You have to keep your nose clean, do a nice job, keep the paperwork off his desk, and let him know what you're doing and that you're doing the right thing for the right reasons. And you believe in him, you believe in the institution, you believe in the region that the school is located, and you're doing more than your share of the responsibilities.
Awesome. Thank you, Wade.